Hi, my name is Jamie and I'm going to be doing an install video on the F.O.A oil accumulator for engines. And I'm going to be doing a step-by-step, and I'm going to be installing it on my 2008 Jeep Wrangler, and I will break down the parts that are necessary, and some of it's going to be dependent on the vehicle, but I'm going to do my best to make it as clear as I can because there's no directions anywhere online or anything. So I hope this helps. So the F.O.A oil accumulator, first thing to know is that you're going to need an adapter to screw into it. Now, for me, I'm using this particular one, but the thread size for this is a 6MP. And I could not find that listed anywhere, so that's just something to know. 6MP, and then I just got an adapter to go to because I'm putting a second oil sender into the unit. So this is going to go in there. I'm using a turbocharger oil line, steel braided oil line that goes to, and then this is going to plug into my block for the oil feed. And the way these systems work is there's a piston in here, and there is a air thing here. So you, when it's empty, open up the valve. The valve is run by an electric solenoid here. It's just a simple 12-volt, two-wire setup. Run power to it. It opens up this a little needle valve in here. You're going to charge this with between 10 and 15 psi, and that pushes this piston down all the way, and close the valve. That way we're going to get 99% of the air out of the system because we don't know where that piston is in here. Once we get this all attached to the engine. When the engine is running and you have power going to this, let's say your engine oil pressure is 30 or 40, it's going to put that pressure in here and push the piston up. And then when you turn off your car, it shuts off the solenoid, the valve closes, and it keeps that 30 psi or whatever it is of oil in here. This holds roughly 2 quarts. Next time you go to start your car, you turn your car on without starting it. You just turn the key on, power goes in, the valve opens, and it presses 30 psi or whatever in through your engine to pre-lubricate it before you start. And so that's the whole reason you use this, because 90% of your engine wear occurs during startup. So you want to use the shortest hose you can get, mount this as close as you can. With my setup, I had to use a longer hose because there's just not enough room anywhere for me to mount it. I already have a plow set up and a few other things in the vehicle. So you just find whatever you can get that's the shortest. I really recommend the steel braided line because you don't want to spring a leak or something like that. These devices are really handy for not only helping your engine last longer for the pre-lube, but if you get into situations with an off-road vehicle where your tilt or your angle is starving the engine of oxygen, of oil, this will help prevent that because it will maintain oil pressure for a small amount of time until you level out again and your oil is picked up by the oil pump. When you go to wire up the F.O.A accumulator, it has a 3-prong thing covered with a little plastic case. You just take the screw out to get to that. There's no wiring diagram anywhere, so it's flat, flat, flat this way. If you're looking at it with the tab on the bottom, the left one is positive, the right one is negative, and when you turn the power on, this bottom one isn't used at all. So I've already bled the air out of the system. I've charged it to 15 psi. I've made sure there's no air in here, and now it's ready for installation. I've already installed my fittings and my secondary oil pressure sending unit. The reason I did that is because I want to see how much oil pressure I'm retaining in here as well as what's in the engine. So, and I'm planning on putting a secondary switch so I can turn this on and off, so that if I'm doing something with the electronic, with the ignition turned on, I'll be able to shut this off and not lose all my oil primer in here. Okay, now I have it wired in, and here, I'm not real fond of the way the connector is on this. I'm going to fill this up with silicone to keep water and moisture and everything from getting inside of here, because there's really nothing, just a little rubber thing, and it's not very tight. So I'm going to fill that up with silicone just to keep it out. I've decided to put a connector in here because I just thought it would be handy in case I ever had to remove it for later. I don't like wiring things directly if I can. So now I've got power, negative, and the only thing I have to wire up now is my oil pressure sender unit and the gauge, and just install the stainless steel hose that goes from here into the block into a port. Some people will put in a T-piece so that they can run it in line with their current oil pressure sending unit. You just get an adapter, you can put it in between. I'm fortunate that I have a 2008 JK and the 3.8, and that has an extra port right on the front. It's easy to access and everything. So this is going to be a pretty easy installation. Now for my oil gauge, I decided that I didn't want to mount it onto the dash or something like that. So I never really liked these little speakers up here, so I just took the speaker out, hollowed out the hole a little bit more, and there's my oil gauge. And easy to see from the driver's position, and it doesn't obstruct any view. So there is the accumulator bolted to the frame right below the radiator. Not my favorite place, but there wasn't room on the frame rail or further up for me to put it because I run a plow. So, but it is protected by the plow frame and here, and of course it's right behind the bumper. So I don't think that's going to cause an issue. Installation is complete. Did have a little bit of trouble with the oil pressure gauge wire that I had put all the way down, had a break in it somewhere, and I thought I had a bad sensor, but after troubleshooting figured out it was just the bad wire. On the video it shows that blinking, but in real life it is a steady signal. And I've got the engine all warmed up, so I'm maintaining 33 when I shut the engine off. Next time I go to start it, I'm going to turn the key on without starting the engine. That will open up the valve. And I've got 10 psi, 9 psi oil going into the engine. So I've got oil pressure already. And now it'll backfeed through and fill it back up again. So looks good. So I do want to give a shout out to the guys at Sinel Napa Auto Parts. They were very helpful in finding just the right fittings and everything for this. And I would recommend going to somebody like that as well if you're planning on doing one of these, because for every application it's going to be slightly different fittings. I think if I was going to do it again, I would go with a larger turbocharger oil line. That one was a little small, so the oil flow is a little slow going through. I think a larger one probably would get the oil flowing a little quicker. But other than that, I'm very happy with this. And I hope that this was something that you guys will find helpful. And again, most of the stuff I got off of Amazon, the F.O.A, but it has no instructions anywhere. So I hope this will help. Thanks.